Hi friends, this is Neil and you are watching Wishfulfil.com, the best place for open source software. In today's video we will see how to create a bootable live installation USB drive for Kali Linux or Debian or for that matter any Linux operating system. So stay tuned, I will show you step by step how to create a bootable Linux USB drive. There are several tools for creating a bootable Linux USB drive from an ISO file. But for Kali Linux or Debian or any Linux distro based on Debian, there is a problem that occurs when we use the most common available tools like YUMI or Rufus. Using these tools, you can boot the drive properly in live mode, but the installation process doesn't proceed. You will see errors something like this. For Kali Linux, the error message shown is detect and mount CD-ROM step. It gets stuck on that particular step and the message is shown your CD-ROM couldn't be mounted. This is probably means CD-ROM was not in the drive. If so, you can insert it and try again. Or you can see something like this. Load installer component from CD. There was a problem reading data from CD-ROM. Please make sure it is in the drive. Retrying does not work. You should check the integrity of your CD-ROM. Fail to copy file from CD-ROM. So this continuously loops and loops no matter how many times we retry, but again and again we see this error. The reason for this issue is the Debian installation module does not work when we create a bootable USB drive from an ISO file. The only way to get past this is by creating an image of the CD-ROM onto your USB drive. In this video, I'll show you how to replicate the CD-ROM image bit by bit onto the USB drive so that we can bypass this error message and the installation software would think as if the installation is happening via CD-ROM even if it is using a USB drive. So let us start. The first thing, of course, what you will need is the ISO file, and I have downloaded my ISO file. I'll be using Kali Linux and here is the installation file. Make sure before you proceed the ISO file is not corrupted. You make sure that you go through the checksum checking. If you do not know how to do that, I'll be creating a video of how to perform ISO file integrity check. There will be a link for that video in the video description. Also, you will see an eye icon on the top right corner. If you are not aware of how to check for the ISO file integrity, that is if it's corrupted or not, then you can check that video out. Once you have got a perfect ISO file, the next step is you require a pen drive. I'll be using a SanDisk 16 GB pen drive, but any pen drive that is greater than the size of the ISO file or greater than 4 GB is sufficient enough. Also make sure that you take a backup of the pen drive because the process that will follow will completely erase all the data present on the pen drive. So if you have some data that you'll want to back up, make sure you take a copy of that on your hard disk before you proceed further. So I have already inserted my pen drive. It's completely blank, so I will not be taking any backup. It's on the D drive. The next is the main tool that we'll be using. Its name is Win32 Disk Imager. The download link will be mentioned in below down in the video description. You can check that out. It will open up this web page. So this is basically an open source software and it has been there for quite a long and it's quite popular. So you just have to click on this download button to download the installation setup file. Once it's downloaded, you will get a file something like this, Win32 Disk Imager installation.exe. So click on this and it will open the installation wizard. It will ask for administrative privileges. Grant it administrative privileges. Agree the license agreement. If you want a shortcut on desktop, check this box. And then finally click on the install. Since I have already installed it, I will not be clicking again. I will be clicking cancel. Okay, once you have installed this software, you can go to the shortcut and open it up. Again, it will ask for administrative privileges. Grant it. Okay, so now the first thing it's asking us is for the image file, that is the ISO file that will be burning onto the USB drive. So you just have to go to the location where your ISO file is. Click on this folder icon to browse for that file. I'll just quickly copy paste my location. Okay, here it will not show initially any file. So what you have to do is you have to go down here, disk image, and you have to change it to all, that is asterisk dot asterisk. Change it to this, and then it will show you all the files that are present in this folder. Select the ISO file and click on that. Now this is very important. If you mess this up, then you lose your data. So be very careful on selecting the device. Make sure this drive corresponds with your USB drive. So in my case, the USB drive is D as mentioned over here, and so I'll be selecting the D drive. Double check the drive letter, otherwise you might erase the data on a different drive. So be very careful over here. Once you have selected a drive, you just have to click the right button over here. It will ask you to confirm that the D drive is indeed your pen drive, and make sure you check that, and after you are sure, click on yes. Now it will copy the entire ISO file bit by bit onto your USB drive. It will take a bit of time. I'll pause the video here and I'll come back when the process is completed. Okay friends, we are back. As you can see, it's mentioning the process is complete, write is successful, and click OK. For me it took around 5 minutes 17 seconds. For you it might vary, it depends on the drive speed and the ISO file size. So click OK, and that's it. Now your USB drive is perfectly bootable, and you can install Kali Linux from this drive, or if you have bought any different OS, then you can install that particular OS from that drive. So it might show you this particular message that you need to format the disk in the drive before you can use it. This message is being shown because we have copied bit by bit the entire CD-ROM ISO file onto the USB. Because of this, Windows would not be able to recognize this drive. So do not worry, your drive is perfectly safe. There is nothing to worry about. We will show you step by step how you can restore the drive once you have finished with the installation process. So you can reboot the system and install Kali Linux using this drive. It will boot perfectly. And if you are facing any boot issue, make sure you remove all external USB devices. So you just install this particular USB pen drive, and no other USB device should be connected to the computer. If you still face issue, then we've got a particular video for how to boot any Linux distro via USB or CD-ROM. You can check that video out. It has got several troubleshooting guides that will surely help you out in case you are facing any issue. You'll see the link for the video down in the video description. Also, you'll see a eye icon. You can check that. Click on the eye icon to see the card and click on the video. Okay, now let's head to the last step, that is restoring the pen drive. So once you are done with the pen drive and you want to reuse the pen drive as a normal USB storage device, you just have to use this particular utility. The download link for this software utility is down in the video description. So that particular link will open up this website over here. File Hippo. The tool name is HP USB Disk Storage Format Tool. You just download this tool. Download by clicking on this download latest version, and then you will get a file, exe file like this, HP USB disk.exe. Right click on this and go to properties and click on compatibility, and make sure to check this, run this program as an administrator. Otherwise it will show you error message that administrative privilege is not granted. So when you check that box, it will always ask for administrative privilege before it is launched. So we'll now launch this tool. It will ask for administrative rights, grant it. Okay, now this tool has perfectly detected our USB drive as a 14.666 MB drive, and you just have to select the particular drive. Make sure you select the correct drive, and then select the file system as FAT32, and make sure to close the Explorer so that you do not receive any error message like this disk is write protected. This usually happens when any other program like Windows Explorer is accessing the drive while it's trying to format it. So you close all the Windows Explorer and then double check the device, and then click the start button. It will give you a warning that all the data on the device will be lost. Click on yes. It will say formatting the device, formatting complete. Click OK, close, cancel this, go over here, refresh it, and there you go. You have got your original 16 GB pen drive back. I hope this video guide helped you. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, smack that like button below. If you're interested in open source software like Linux, subscribe to our YouTube channel wishfulfil.com. We will be providing you with installation troubleshooting guides, reviews, tips and tricks, and much more. Just click the subscribe button and also check the bell icon. This will ensure that you get regular updates from us. If you think this video guide could help your friends or family, share it with them. We also distribute open source software via pen drives and DVDs. If you are interested, you can check our store at wishfulfil.com. We have got beautiful on-disk printed DVDs and multi-boot pen drives of your favorite Linux distro. Thanks for watching, friends. See you later. Bye.